We have a new AI traffic add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim on PC. In today's video, I'll be showcasing this add-on, telling you how to install it, hopefully showing off the pros and cons of this new AI traffic add-on that you can download for free for Microsoft Flight Sim on the PC. As you can see, it looks beautiful. There's some good bits and there's some bad bits, so let's get right into it. Okay, so for the first half of this video, I'm going to be showcasing it, and then for the second half, the last half, I'll be showing you how to install it. I mean, just look at the screenshots and videos I'm sharing with you on the screen right now. This add-on is called FSLTL, Flight Sim Live Traffic Liveries. Many of you may be familiar with AI Traffic by AIG, the Alpha India group, and while that was a fantastic add-on, the major complaint was that it was a bit lumbersome to install. Luckily, FSLTL has you covered. This is a lot easier to install. It doesn't solve all the issues to do with AI traffic, for example. It still uses some of Microsoft Flight Sim's AI traffic dynamics to kind of replay aircraft in flight, but it also uses some Flight Radar 24 data, meaning most of the time you'll get traffic that's a bit more realistic. Now, I did say at the start of the video that half of this video would be showcased, but to be fair, you can see it looks good. I've tested it out from Dubai to New York, Winnipeg to Central Africa. I've been all over the place with it. It works, it's pretty good, but now I'm going to show you how to install it and how to use it. Now, the first place I'm going to bring you over to, funnily enough, to get this add-on is to the Fly-by-Wire website. You're going to want to download the installer, just click installer and then click download. It installs just like that. Now, once you've got the Fly-by-Wire installer downloaded, open it up, recommended as administrator, come down to this new radar logo, and if you had a previous version of the Fly-by-Wire installer, you should be able to update it with an orange button in the top right corner. Anyway, come down to FSLTL, of course, and you're going to want to download the base models and the traffic injector. Both really important to get these downloaded. If you download one, then it's just not going to work. Now, base models, it kind of gives it away the name, but it's basically the aircraft and the liveries, and even if you go to About and then get the files from here, you can use these files for VATSIM and IVAO, although that's not the focus of this video because there's plenty of videos about that on YouTube already. And then of course the injector actually puts it in Microsoft Flight Sim live IFR and VFR traffic based on Flight Radar 24. Once you've got them both open, it's time to load up Microsoft Flight Sim. Don't worry about starting up anything just yet. If you want to make sure everything's installed properly, reset your computer, because I know sometimes for miraculous reasons that can help. Anyway, let's load up Microsoft Flight Sim, because there's a bit of settings we need to adjust in there. Moments later, I'm in Microsoft Flight Sim, as easy as that. Now, before we touch anything with the Fly-by-Wire installer or the stuff we just installed, just leave it completely alone. There's a few things we need to sort out in Microsoft Flight Sim. Come over to options, come into general options, come into traffic, and here you can see the settings you need for AI traffic to work properly. Now, because it's injecting from an external source, don't set it to anything but off. Make sure aircraft traffic type is off. Move down to airport life, and depending on your settings in the installer, you should probably put this at 0. If you put it any higher, you'll see randomly generated aircraft on the ground, which may indeed get in the way of FSLTL's traffic. So just leave that at 0. And there you go, apply and save, you're all set up. Now we can move back over to the Fly-by-Wire installer. Now there's two ways to actually start this up. You can either just click start here, which to be fair is the easiest option, and you'll see a window like this pop up. Or you can, to be fair, go into the files and find the executable.exe file in there. If we do that by going to directories and seeing a pop up like this, you can see the .exe here. What I'm going to do for the sake of clarity is create a shortcut and just drag that onto my desktop. It's already started up, so I'm not going to bother with closing it, but welcome to FSLTL, Flight Sim Live Traffic Liveries. It's a bit more than liveries though, it also brings across aircraft models. Now just leave that alone for now, you don't need to touch anything with that. Load into your favourite airport of choice where you want to fly from for the sake of the video. let's destroy my computer. Let's load it into London Heathrow. We'll load over here just away from stuff. Sort out weather, time as normal. Load in. And now I'll show you how you can get traffic across. Welcome to London Heathrow Airport. Now we've loaded in, let's get some AI traffic in. It is ridiculously easy. Come over to the FSLTL interface. Keep your Microsoft Flight Sim running in the background, of course. And all you need to do is press enter and wait a few seconds. On the interface it will say injection started. I'm just showing you Microsoft Flight Sim in the background as it's going through this process. Normally it takes between 30 to 40 seconds, I find, on my experience. It's adding 51 additional aircraft, and there you go, you can see them pop along, all different airlines, all different liveries, all different aircraft, matching up to somewhat real life data. Now I'll speak about Flight Radar 24. Basically it imports flight plans and aircraft type and aircraft location starting off in Microsoft Flight Sim, and then after that Microsoft Flight Sim's AI traffic dynamics come into play, so that will handle pushback, taxi, takeoff, cruise and landing following the Flight Radar 24 flight plan. That does mean that not everything you see on Flight Radar 24 will be 100% accurately recreated or indeed in live time, but it should be fairly accurate. Just coming over to the interface, you can see we've got a whole list of the aircraft types, locations, registrations and routes, IFR or VFR, from London City to en route to Paris, sitting at Gatwick to en route to Amsterdam. It's pretty cool, to be fair. And of course that will continually update throughout your flight, so aircraft will basically follow you. But let's head into Microsoft Flight Sim and take a look. Sitting at Heathrow, we've got an Icelandair 757 in a wonderful livery. We've got Egyptian Air 787s, some United 787s, plenty of 787s to go around, and an Icelandair 737 MAX over there by the looks of it. Sitting at Terminal 4, we've got some Middle Eastern airlines, like the Oman Air 787 over there, and some newer airlines, like ITA Airways, which is previously Air Italia. They've only recently started operating out of here, which is pretty cool. You can also see for some airlines that are not necessarily recreated by FSLTL just yet, we've got some replacements, such as that default A350 and some unmarked aircraft as well. Within minutes of starting up, the airport should come alive and you'll see aircraft moving about, and just listen to sounds as well. They've been really well done, probably the best on any AI tool just yet. But, as you can see, aircraft do slightly fly on the ground, above the ground even I should say, especially on payware or add-on airports. To be fair, that's probably a pretty minor detail, but just look at it. It works brilliantly. Does take a bit of a hit to performance. You will lose about 5 to 7 FPS in my case, which if you're running at 30 FPS can be pretty drastic, but if you're running at 40 to 50 to 60, it's not going to have a major impact. And of course you can limit aircraft amount, which can improve your performance. I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now if you want to change your settings up or just want to stop FSLTL, all you need to do is come up into the inbuilt menu and click reset traffic injection. As you can see, they all disappear pretty quickly and you've got a very quiet London Heathrow. For the sake of the video, I'll just reset the software as well. It should just automatically go back to this. Now we're going to change the settings. To do that, all you need to do is press Y for yes, and now it's going to run through the 5 or so settings you can change. For max active IFR aircraft, that's basically the amount of aircraft you can have in a certain location. To improve performance, set a lower number. To see more aircraft, a higher quality I guess, set a higher number. For my system, 50 seems to do the trick just about, so I'm going to keep it at 50. For max active VFR aircraft, which I know was a big ask for a lot of people using AI traffic tools where they couldn't see VFR aircraft if they wanted to see airliners, I set that pretty low if I'm flying from somewhere like this, but if I'm flying in the countryside, I'm going to see loads of VFR aircraft, so I'm going to set that to probably 15, and that'll do me nicely. Now for additional parked aircraft, that's aircraft that are going to be sat at the airport and not necessarily flying, just to bulk up the airport if Flight Radar 24 is not providing enough data, which of course it should do, but you guys might know what that's like. At times it doesn't pick up all aircraft. I keep that at 5, in between 0 to 10. 0 would disable it, and 10 is the maximum, so I keep it at 5, 50%. Now, blocked aircraft removal time, as some of you may know, because this uses Microsoft Flight Sim's AI traffic dynamics for quite a bit of it, that does mean it can still do some funny things, from aircraft holding in the sky indefinitely to taxiing around in circles. If this does occur, the FSLTL team have attempted to amend this by basically forcing the software to delete these aircraft after a certain amount of time where they've been bugging out. I set this to a minute and that's fine. API key basically sends you to a website which is flightplandatabase.com. This isn't a major detail, but it basically can help the FSLTL team create more accurate flight plans, and the software of course create more accurate flight plans, and I believe it also means you can see the flight plans as well, but to be fair, I'm not going to talk about this today because it's not a major feature. To run through again, all you need to do to enable the software to get it running is turn it on via the fly-by-wire installer or the .exe and just press enter. And eventually, as you can see, these aircraft should pop up within 30 to 40 seconds. Some of them will be on approach, some of them will be taxiing, most of them will be in the airport, but wait 10 or 20 minutes or so and most of them should be flying about. It is very cool. We're getting a whole list through now. Flipping over to some other footage, what do I think of it? Well, it's very good. It's the best bit of freeware AI software out there at the moment, just because of how easy it is to set up. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, but it never is going to be. It's Microsoft Flight Sim. The FSLTL team have done an absolutely marvellous job at making it very accessible. You don't need to go around and download files and files off the internet. You literally go into the fly-by-wire installer and download it in there. So my thoughts, it's an easy 10 out of 10. There's some bugs, but what it has in bugs, it certainly makes up for inconvenience. A big thank you to the FSLTL team for making this. They've done an awesome job. It looks beautiful, sounds are good. Aircraft models are definitely very good for what they're doing. You know, they're not going to be the highest quality because they need to, of course, improve performance, but it's still really nice to see. The one setback is, of course, that it uses Microsoft Flight Sim's AI traffic dynamics, which does result in some weird takeoffs and some weird taxiing performance at times, but that can't be helped. I guess that's just how it is, so I fully accept that. Also, big thank you to AIG Alpha India Group for their AI traffic, because for the last 6 months or so, that's what I've been using. A big thank you to you guys for making your brilliant bit of software. I really like it, guys. I hope this tutorial has helped in the showcase as well. I'll see you around. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Have a great day. Bye bye.